now, or anybody that's finding themselves landing here and really intentioning that messages that come through right now are for the greatest and highest good. We have the Star Keeper card, the cosmic ancestors seeding the light by staying grounded. Also, I have here the Seven of Water card, a complex decision, the need to do research and to stop procrastinating. So I feel like right now, there's almost a sense of like being floating off in ideas, kind of just like almost like being in kind of like the dream state with like a lot of ideas, but the sense of grounding coming in by actually taking some actions and making a plan. Or if you feel like the things that you've been trying to do have not been moving forward enough and you've just been kind of spinning in circles and kind of like thinking about doing it and then not doing it, that it's this sense of okay, well, it's time to try something different. It's time to bring a more grounded energy, more of a plan, more direction to this so that things can start moving forward in the way that you do them. And you even just taking this different step of of not procrastinating more, right? With the part about the complex decision, the need to do research and stop procrastinating. The Seven of Water card is here. So this is just showing me the water cards have to do with the emotion. So there's a lot of emotional energy that I feel like is keeping you stuck. And so I want you to see that sometimes that when you get into a different state and you find your emotional center, that decisions don't seem as complicated as they did before, that decisions start to feel easier and simpler, and that the actions that come forward to you actually can be a lot more generative and useful. We also have the Cracked Open card, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Okay. So star seeds, I feel like, have been really going through it. And a lot of it has been, even though I know that it's been like, I feel like a really rocky chapter for everyone, really fucking for the world. Like I feel like this sense of being cracked open is like that's the part that lets the light in. That when these parts of yourself are challenged, it's almost as if like these old parts of you that are still hanging on and to like, for example, like defining yourself by money, right? And like, seeing how much we put ourselves through it when we insist on continuing to define ourselves by money. But when we see that it's like impacting every other part of our life, when we see how much it's really taking away from our joy, from our ability to just really love ourselves and to like step into our ultimate. Oh, see, the I'm Still Standing song came on. See, I feel like this I'm Still Standing card coming in right after rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. I'm seeing this as being like, yeah, but you're fucking still standing. Like you walked through it. You've made it through it. And like, look at how much of a different person you are because of it. And it's that different person that you've become that allows you to have access to all this other stuff. The Ten of Fire, too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, stress related health concerns. So I feel like there is some balance needed here, and I almost feel this is what I was getting in meditation today as well, is that I felt like not only was I going through it, but that the collective that I'm of service to is getting a lot of messages to rest and to be like, oh, but you need to rest because it's coming in, all of the abundance is coming in. But then the other side being like, but I'm getting these other messages to stop procrastinating and take action, and feeling pulled in both directions. And I feel like there's a lot of that like energy right now of like, well, what the fuck do I do? Do I rest or do I take action and stop procrastinating? And so I was asking in the meditation, I said, show me like, how do we navigate that? How do we navigate if there's a part of us that just feels like we need rest, and we're just actually procrastinating and we should be in action, or if we actually just need to be in rest and it's okay. And they basically showed me that sometimes it's just all about how we're thinking about our day and our time. What came in today in conversations, a conversation with one of my favorite people as well, is that when we allow ourselves to fully rest and to be rested, that the actions that we take can be better and stronger. So it's doing less better and being like, okay, well, how about if instead of just feeling like if I have 3 hours to work, feeling like I have to do, and maybe it's taking a lot of that time to rest and to give back to myself, and then maybe I feel like, if I did that for half the time, I would probably have the energy to make a plan and feel in a better mental state and emotional state to make a plan and move forward, to be in a more grounded state, to actually be taking action, and to actually have that action be putting me into and aligning me with the vibration of thriving rather than just survival and continuing on the same fucking cycle that I don't want to go back to. That's what we're feeling here, okay? Any last card here? The creative card did come in, and this one's just saying we're all creator beings and that some are here as creatives to make tools and contents, resources, write books. So if there's something that you've been thinking about making and putting out in the world, that's there for you. Okay. Thank you for the likes. Maybe taking action, but in an aligned way versus forced. Yes, taking action, but in an aligned way versus force. Kelsey. Yeah, I think it's also just recognizing our creative flow, because I do think that, like, I'm neurodivergent, and I think a lot of the star seeds are neurodivergent. Oh, Rocket Man is on. I love this song. This is one of my favorite karaoke songs. Can you even hear it at all, Solange, when I turn it up on TikTok?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just be here for a moment. Like, I feel like I'm talking about doing, but like, can we just also take moments to be like, I love this Rocket Man song, and let's just be in the joy of that. um, so I feel like this sense of finding that sometimes the routine based things, I know that I can get very much into like, but I need to like stay on this structure and this specific schedule and do all of these things there. And it's like sometimes just checking in and being like, is this actually important today? Maybe intuitively checking in with ourselves and our body, asking what we have the energy for, what we have the inspiration for. I do think that sometimes there might be things that are uncomfortable that we avoid doing because we're just like, I don't want to do it. Let's take some questions though. I feel like I'm just going to keep going this. Who should I go to, Solange?
Do you want to do a loved one?
I don't know. Let's see if they're still here, because I know I was just like